'di ba yung generation daw ngayon pare, meron yung ayaw nila nahihirapan sila, 'di ba? May entitlement, they think everything can be done quickly, 'di ba? May ganung component. Um, where you are now as an artist, I'm sure it took a while, 'di ba? It took a
Oh,
while.
most definitely. Most definitely.
So, I want to take this opportunity, for this episode talaga to really focus on the grind, your grind. Um, para talagang makita rin ng people na hindi to madali. Saka hindi to quote-unquote talent lang. Ay, hindi, magaling lang kasi si Migs eh. O magaling lang si Distort eh. Kaya niya nagawa yun eh. 'Di ba? Parang, or chamba lang yan or what eh. Because I know there's so much more into it. So, I hope, by me asking some questions, you'd be open to share, the backstory.
Yeah, go for it. Go
'Di
for it
ba?
by all means.
Yeah. So, yeah man, I mean, Lasalista ka, 'di ba? LSGH ka. Ateneo ka ng
Mhm.
college, right?
Yes,
Tama.
yes.
Okay. So, it's interesting to me because LSGH is not the biggest arts. Alam mo yun, parang hindi naman talaga tayo artists there, or we're not really parang but taught to really appreciate the arts, right? Wala naman yung ganung culture in LSGH. I don't know about Ateneo, but in LSGH, hindi ko na feel yun nung panahon ko, right?
Mm.
And I can imagine na strict parents mo, conservative parents mo, I can imagine pare na walang sumusuporta sa'yo. I can imagine, please correct me if I'm wrong I
No,
can
you,
im-
you know it. Yan mismo.
I can imagine na sinabi sa'yo, walang pera dyan. Ano ba
Most
ginagawa mo
definitely.
sa buhay mo? Kasi, I picked up, of course, I did some research, which, ito talaga super interesting for me. Your Holy Trinity, which is
Yeah.
skateboarding, punk rock, and street art. Tang ina, lahat ng magulang galit dun sa tatlong bagay na yon, bro. Lahat.
Galit na galit magulang mo dati.
Diba? So, let's start there. Which,
Right.
which came first?
Okay. So, ganito yan. Bata pa lang ako gusto ko na mag-skateboard.
Okay.
Um, Ako, like, ever since bata ako, hindi talaga kasi ako mahilig humingi sa parents ko. Like, dahil ayaw nila sa lahat ng gusto ko.
Ilan kayo magkapatid?
Tatlo kami. I'm the
Okay.
eldest.
You're the kuya. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the eldest. So, my parents never really liked anything that I got into when I was a kid. Uh,
Were you a bad kid?
no, like, I was actually a really good kid. You can ask Miko, sobrang bait ako nung nasa high school.
Okay.
So, minsan hindi nga makapaniwala yung mga batchmates ko na ganito yung itsura ko ngayon. Parang punong-puno na ako ng tattoos, kalbo ako,
Yeah.
may balbas. Uh, I don't know, like, di ako mukhang taga-LSJH, di ako mukhang taga-Ateneo. Like, lalo pag nakita mo sa personal. I mean, with the way I dress
Yeah.
pa.
Yeah.
Pero, ayun nga, my parents never really liked the stuff that I was into before. So, alam mo yun, parang wala silang masabi. Ako na lang gagastos para sa lahat. So, todo hustle on my own to get funds to, like, do the stuff that I wanted. Nung grade 7 ako, wala, nag-ipon lang ako, bumili ako ng skateboard sa Toby's, sa may galeriya eh.
Okay. Siyempre sa gali.
Walking distance,
Siyempre
di
sa
ba?
gali.
Ang lapit lang eh.
Yeah.
So, bumili ako ng skateboard, mga pipitsugin lang na board. Like, wala pa akong alam sa skate culture ng time yun. Like, for me, a skateboard was a skateboard. I didn't understand what all the different skate brands were about. I didn't understand anything about the culture. Pero ayun, grade 7, naisipan ko lang bigla na bumili na kaya ako ng skateboard. Kahit ayaw ng nanay ko, parang wala na siyang magagawa kapag meron na akong skateboard.
Yeah.
So, okay. May skateboard na ako. as expected, galit na galit nanay ko pag uwi ko. Pero nandyan eh, wala na
Yeah.
magagawa. So I started skating on my own for a year or so. Tapos, nung nasira yung skateboard na yun, unti-unti ko nang nadidiscover yung skate culture dito, yung local skate scene. I started visiting legitimate skate shops. Nakapag-ipon ako para bumili ng proper skateboard setup.
Mm.
Dati mahal yun eh. I
Yeah.
mean, wala, bata lang
Siyempre.
dati. So,
Siyempre.
parang isang skateboard setup, aabutin ka mga, siguro, 6,000,
Parang
7,000.
laki nun, siyempre, for a
Para sa
kid.
bata,
Yeah,
di
for a
ba?
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kasi ang skate deck, sabihin natin, ang skate deck, magkano yan? Mga 2.5. Trucks, aabutin ka ng mga around 3K for trucks. Wheels, 2.5 to 3K. Bearings,
Bearings.
mga
Yeah.
1.5, 2K. Grip tape, yung hardware and all that. So, it really adds up, magastos siya. Anyway, nagawa ko siya ng paraan. I was doing a bit of odd jobs here and there just
Such
to be
as.
able,
Such as.
like, I don't know if I should say like a bunch of those odd jobs. Like I'd rather not, like, open
Okay.
naman ako,
Yeah.
pero like
Yeah. Not those. Not all. Okay, sige, fine. It's fine.
not all. Pero yung odd job, ano naman, basta.
Yes. Sige lang.
not,
Yeah.
nothing naman na, like, it's nothing that I gave up my dignity for. Like, it's really more of hustling siya.
Yeah.
As in,
Yeah.
hustle siya para
Yeah.
magawa ko yun.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, ayun, because I started getting stuff from like a legitimate skate shop, yung pinakaunang skate shop ko dati, Jackass Project, sa may Bambang, Pasig. Sobrang sobrang kulit ng shop na yun. Kulit rin ng owner. As in, ano siya, no fucks given at all
Yeah.
na tao. Na parang kupal siya
Yeah.
sa lahat ng tao kapag di
Yeah.
nila alam kung ano yung eksena or culture. Tapos
Yeah.
parang wala akong pakay sa inyo, basta ito ako.
Yeah.
And because of that, like, na-expose ako to more people like him. And then I started finding out about mga proper skate events,
Mm.
mga skate comps, mga demo from different pro skaters galing ibang bansa.
Mm.
So, ayun, deep dive talaga ako sa skate culture. And then, doon ako talaga na-expose sa, ano, sa local music scene. So, I started attending mga gigs. Tapos, dahil I was into skateboarding, medyo aggressive yung skateboarding. Kasabay nun, na-discover ko rin yung punk rock. So, ever since bata kasi ako, nakikinig na ako sa mga heavy na stuff.
Mm.
So, for me, basta mabigat, heavy metal na yun. Like, diba? Parang hindi ko pa naiintindihan
Yeah.
before
The different
yung mga
genres.
the different genres. Like, I didn't know shit.
Yeah.
But, ayun, yung talagang genre na I fell in love with was punk rock. And a huge reason was a huge reason for that was because of skateboarding. Skateboarding is very aggressive in nature, very anti-establishment.
Yeah.
Diba? Sobrang DIY, do it yourself. And those things were pretty much evident as well in punk rock. So, parang swak na swak yung type of music para sa lifestyle namin dati. Tas,
Sino
nung
kasama
nag-deep,
mo na to, bro? I mean, kasi galing LSGH ka, tapos skateboarding, punk rock. I don't think may scene sa LSGH na ganun.
wala.
So, sino kasama mo na pumupunta dyan? Ikaw lang talaga?
Dati ako lang mag-isa.
Okay.
Tapos, nung second year high school ako, may namit ako may namit rin ako na schoolmate
Okay.
na kung ano yung trip ko, ganun rin eksakto. Tas ang galing kasi hindi niya alam na nag-e-exist rin ako sa loob ng
Mm.
school. Akala niya siya lang yung ganun doon. At the same time, akala ko parang, ako lang yung ganito dito eh. And then, na-meet
Yeah.
ko siya.
Yeah.
So, siya yung naging best friend ko.
That's cool.
And then, like, siya nakasama ko sa halos lahat eh.
Mm. That's cool.
Tapos, ayun, like, discovered punk rock, pupunta ako mga show, natuwa ako sa eksena. So, talagang numulat yung mata ko eh.
Yeah.
About yung mga certain things na hindi ko na-experience sa school kasi syempre LSJH, exclusive boys school.
Yeah.
Hindi talaga siya magigets ng mga tao.
Yeah.
So, kami ng best friend ko, pupunta kami sa mga underground events, skate events. Pupunta kami Pulp Summer Slam.
Yun.
As in, Pulp Summer
Durugan,
Slam.
pare.
Durugan. Para nasisiko kami sa muka,
Yeah.
sa mosh pit.
Yeah.
So, dahil nasisiko kami rin, maniniko rin kami sa mukha ng ibang tao. As in, talagang, pero like, when you're part of it, kahit na nagkakasakita kayo sa mosh pit, at the end of the song, parang high five with everyone, parang okay na kayo, di ba? Like, everyone understands that it's part of the culture. So, di ba, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Na, I remember the very first Pulp Summer Slam na pinuntahan ko. Habang nasa mosh pit, may nag-try dumukot ng cellphone ko, sinakpak ko. Tapos, habang nasa mosh pit kayo, magugulat kayo, may mga lumilipad na mga bote ng Pepsi, pero laman ihi. Umiihi yung mga tao sa loob ng Pepsi, tapos binabato na sa crowd or sa stage.
Nasty.
Tapos nandun lang kami sa gitna, ang saya-saya namin na parang walang ganto sa pinanggalingan namin. Parang for us, sobrang astig nung...
Tumatakas kayo niyan? Kasi ilang taon, like, you're probably 14? Diba? I mean, thereabouts?
Tinatakas namin yun. Kahit dati for skateboarding, takas talaga eh.
Yeah.
Crazy siya eh. So, ang dami naming na-experience na hindi siguro na-experience ng mga peers namin.
Yeah. Yung mga orcs, no? Hindi nila alam yung orcs, pare. Hindi sila naka-experience ng ganun, no?
Wala, hindi talaga.
Daga ng Marikina. Yung mga ganun, pare.
Mga daga.
Alam ko yan kasi we used to have a company called Music Lokal. So, gumagawa din kami, parang kaming prod, more or less. Tapos, gumagawa rin kami ng mga both mainstream and underground events. Tapos, we became a student of the local music scene kasi we didn't know anything. So, pumunta kami ng Sagiho, tambay kami ng Sagiho. Tapos, lahat ng mga rockstar, naging nakilala namin, nakaka-smoke namin, nakakainuman namin. Tapos, next thing you know, kung saan-saan na rin kami nakakarating, pare. Kahit hindi kami metal or hindi kami into that. Kasi ako, hip-hop ako eh. Yun talaga trip ko eh, hip-hop. Hip-hop and house music yung trip ko. But we would go to those events. Kaya alam ko yung mga daga, pare.
Oo yan eh. Highlight yan ng Pulp Summer Slam dati, Keso.
Keso, pare.
Kapag like, soundcheck pa nga ng Keso, mga daga, naglalabasan na.
Pare. UP Fair?
Simula na yung mosh pit. Ayan, isa pa yan, UP Fair. Dati, di ba? Keso, Greyhound, Slapshot.
So sila yung
top 3.
Actually, side note, si Reg naging tropa namin. So, kasi nga, talagang, para kami nung best friend ko, para kaming talagang, wala kaming alam dito eh, tangina eh. So, talagang tinuturuan kami, kinukwentuhan kami, tapos kasi nga, simple lang naman din kami, hindi naman kami nagmamayabang or anything. Nakakasama namin si Reg, si B-Boy ng Keso.
Keso.
Yan, talagang gimmick kasi gumigimik kami pare na magkakasama. Kaya nakakatawa kasi sobrang din diverse ng grupo namin, yung mga itsura namin. Tapos, nakakalaro ko rin sila sa basketball. Pupunta ako doon sa, project, ba sila? Project 8 pa, something, parang ganun.
Project 4 sina B-Boy dati.
Yung bahay, yung Slapshack, yung bahay ng Slapshack, pare, yung ganun. Talagang, sabi ko, kasi marami na akong tattoo eh. Sabi ko, tangina, parang ang konti nung tattoo ko kumpara sa kanila, pare. Parang So, masaya, pero masaya nga talaga, pare. Naiintindihan ko, masaya siya.
It's a different scene.
Tsaka ang ganda
Like,
ng mga chicks nila, bro. Tangina. Parang sabi ko, tangina. Ba't ganda yung mga chicks ito, pare? Solid lahat, pare. So, yeah.
Malakas dating nila.
Yeah. Yung
Kasi
mga...
like, yung personality rin ng mga tao sa eksena,
Yeah.
like, yung attitude nila, their mindset,
Yeah.
like how they carry themselves is
Yeah.
very different from like say yung mga girls na makaka-interact mo
Yeah.
from mga soiree-soiree no high school, di ba? Iba eh.
Malayo, pare.
Yung
Malayo.
tipong
Malayo.
kakainin sila ng buhay kapag
Yeah.
pumasok sila sa eksena,
Yeah.
like hindi nila alam. So,
Solid,
ayun
pare.
talaga. So, yun yung mundo namin ng best
Yeah.
friend ko dati.
Yeah.
Lumaki kami sa ganun. And then that's how we got into street art and graffiti. Kasi, 'di ba, nag-skate kami. Tapos nung time kasi na yan, sobrang appealing sa akin yung mga itsura ng mga skateboard graphics.
Okay.
And then kapag bibili ka ng mga parts ng skateboard, laging may libreng sticker. Or
Yes.
kapag pumunta ka ng skate shop, kahit wala kang bibilin,
May sticker.
parang hihingi ka
Yeah.
sticker eh.
Yeah.
Didikit mo sa board mo or kung saan-saan. Tapos, gustong gusto ko rin yung mga album cover of mga iba-ibang punk band. Gusto ko yung mga DIY gig posters.
Mm.
So, ayun, ang laking bagay kasi sa punk ang DIY ethos, do it yourself, di ba? So, why pay
Yeah.
so much money to all these corporations? Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
excuse me. Like, when you can do it yourself lang naman at like
Ano,
more than half the cost, di
anong
ba?
get up mo, bro? Anong itsura mo nung high school ka? Anong outfit mo? As a
Wala, kung
punk.
ano-ano lang. Kung ano-ano lang eh. Kung ano-ano lang. Although, I will admit, like, merong isang time na tawag dito, dati tinatakas ko yung board ko sa school eh.
Okay.
Tapos, maganda yung mga spot kasi doon. So, may mga maliliit na stairs, may
Yeah.
mga ledge.
Yeah.
So, tinatry kong tirahan yung mga yun eh.
Yeah.
Tapos, may one time na, so syempre, like after class, palit ako into more comfortable clothes. So, naka-punit-punit na jeans,
Yeah.
tapos naka-sleeveless na shirt na butas-butas rin. Nakita ko isang kabargada. Sabi sa akin, tang-ina, mukha kang basura. Anong ginagawa? Kasi di ko makakalimutan
Yeah.
yung sinabi niya sa...
Yeah. Pero pare, like what made you gravitate towards skateboarding, towards punk rock? I mean, at an early age, was it really because parang parati kang kinokontra? May ganun bang aspect? Like, how did you discover?
Um,
Why did you get into it? Kasi pare, I mean, yung skateboarding actually okay naman kasi nag-skateboarding kami nung bata kami. So, medyo nag-gets ko naman yung part na yun. But you got deeper and deeper and obviously you really connected with what it was standing for. Right? The
okay.
anti-establishment aspect of it.
Sige, I understand. Like, nai-gets ko yung point na you're trying to bring up. Factor yan, yung kinokontra ko lagi na parang may gusto kong gawin, di pwede. I guess it has a lot to do with growing up in a very conservative and traditional household. You know, like, ang hirap kasi, lalo na panganay ako, there are certain
Sure.
expectations, di ba? Like, marami kang mga responsibilities, and like parents being parents, you know, like they have this idea of who you should be sometimes. And personally, ayoko kasi yung feeling na naiipit ako sa mold.
Hmm.
Parang ayokong mabox in
Yeah.
sa kung ano yung tingin ng mga tao, like what a
Yeah.
proper son should be, or you know, like how a proper member of society should
Yeah.
be. And that was really frustrating for me kasi parang, alam mo yun, why can't I make my own mistakes? Why can't I discover for myself who it is I want to be? So, skateboarding and punk rock being very counterculture gave me the freedom to explore myself further.
Yeah.
So, alam mo yun, like, kapag nag-skate ako, wala akong ibang iniintindi kung hindi yun.
Yeah.
Pag nakikinig ako sa types of music na pinapakinggan ko, parang, wala lang, di ba? Parang
Yeah.
sobrang I don't give a fuck about
Yeah.
anything else. This is just who I am right now.
Yeah.
So, like, be in the moment. You do you,
Yeah.
DIY.
Yeah.
So, that was something that was very enticing para sa akin.
Yeah.
Na kung ano yung trip ko, yun na lang yung
Yeah.
gagawin ko talaga. So,
Yeah. What's your conduct?
ayun.
Ano conduct mo, pare, nung high school ka?
No, I got away with everything.
Okay. So you were
O,
you were quiet? Oh
o,
ka?
o in conduct.
Parang
Ay,
never ko na-experience yun, bro.
o in conduct kasi, pero ano like surprisingly, o in conduct ako, pero marami rin ako mga SDR pati VR dati.
VR. Yeah. Kinokolek ko yun, bro.
Oo.
Kinokolek ko
Ang kulit eh. Malamang sa malamang, nandun pa rin si Medroso
yun.
nung time
Oo,
niya,
si
no?
Medrosa na talaga, pare. Si Medrosa.
Legend na eh.
Si Spy Hunter, pare. Siya talaga ang
Oh, di
ultimate,
ba?
bro. So, you were quiet? You weren't really... Eh, kasi nga, yun nga, skateboarding ka na, punk rock ka na,
Ah,
but your disposition, steady ka lang in school.
sa school, oo, because wala namang nakakaintindi kung ano yung ginagawa
I see.
sa best friend ko eh. School, barkada ng kabarkada namin. Fun, rowdy type.
Yeah.
I mean, gets mo na yun, parang,
Yeah.
kasi mga gago yung mga barkada namin dati. So, sa barkada, very, very quiet ako.
Yeah.
Pero like, close ko sila.
Yeah.
Pero tahimik ako dahil the stuff that I really wanted to do was after school hours. So, ayun, tahimik lang talaga ako. Kaya hindi ako nahuhuli sa kung ano-ano.
And yung after school hours na yon, you'd hang out with older kids, older guys.
Yes. Yung pinakauna kong banda, ang tanda nila mga kabanda ko nung time na yun eh.
Okay. So marami
Kasi
kang
parang,
kuya. So parang yun yung, in a sense, marami kang kuya influence in your life.
hindi ko sila matawag na ano eh. Sorry, yung aso
Okay
ko.
lang.
hindi ko sila matawag na kuya.
Okay.
Kasi, ang tanda nila, alam mo yun, parang, hindi siya traditional. Parang, ang laki ng age gap namin. Pero first name basis. Tapos parang the way na nakaka-interact ako sa kanila, equals lang.
Yeah.
Diba? So,
Gets.
ano siya eh, like, iba eh. Like, sobrang iba siya. And I guess because I kept hanging out with guys who were older than me, I'd like to say that I feel like medyo napabilis yung pag-mature ko in many ways. Dahil I was exposed to like so much stuff, real world stuff real world stuff, real world problems ng mga nakakasama ko. So, alam mo yun, I guess that influenced the way I am talaga eh.
And then you discovered graffiti.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Did you like to draw prior to that? Were you?
Yes, I love drawing. So yung sasabi ko kanina pala na hindi ko natapos was, sorry, nawala ako sa train of thought eh. Parang sobrang attracted ako sa mga skateboard graphics, sa mga punk album covers, sa mga DIY gig posters. So, napahilig ako sa mga stickers. So, I tried drawing my own stickers para may madikit ako sa board ko. And then eventually, nag-transition yun into stickers na ididikit ko sa kung ano mang spot ang pinaglaruan namin sa araw na yun.
Yeah.
So, di ba? Parang ikot-ikot kami sa streets.
Yeah.
O, parang dito tayo today. Sige. Parang remembrance na nanggaling tayo dito. Dikit ng sticker.
Yeah.
And then, ayun, nung second year high school ako, na-meet yung best friend ko eh. Nagkakilala kami dahil sa skateboarding. Tapos nakita niya yung mga stickers na ginagawa ko. Parang, may mga kaibigan ako nag-graffiti rin, skater. Tapos, parang napasama siya one time sa mga skater na yun. Mga kalaro niya dun sa neighborhood nila. Hello. Sorry, nag-freeze ba ako?
Nag-chop. Actually, nag-choppy siya.
Hello? Okay, wait, sige.
Yeah, okay lang. Ayan, go.
Okay na ba?
Yeah, parang okay naman.
Ayun, so may mga kasama siya sa neighborhood niya na mga skater. Na as in literal na skater lang. Yun lang yung ginagawa nila sa buhay nila.
Tambay skate, yun lang talaga yung buhay. Doon lang umiikot.
Oo. So, yung crowd na doon. So, nakasama siya one time, pinanood niya yung mga iba doon na mag-graffiti. Sabi niya sa akin, uy, di ba nagsisticker ka? Parang try natin, pinta tayo. Parang graffiti, na-explain niya sa akin. So, nung una parang nag-aalangan pa ako kasi parang, syempre, medyo, yung repercussions niyan, diba?
Yeah, socially. Sa mga tao doon, diba? Pag medyo, were you referring to that?
No, like, hindi siya VR, hindi siya SDR. Diba?
Okay. The illegal part of tagging of graffiti in public
exactly.
walls. Okay.
So, the consequences are very real.
Yes.
Diba? If you get caught. So, like, that was a hesitation. Lalo na, lumaki ako sobrang conservative nung family ko, diba? Pero parang, sige, parang bahala na, try natin. After we picked up our first spray can and started doing it, na-realize ko parang, ayaw tumigil. I'm going to do this for as long as I can.
Yeah.
I never looked back. Tapos, ayun, diba? Parang nagtuloy-tuloy siya. So, para sa akin, diba? Like, na-realize ko na parang gusto ko siyang gawin tuloy-tuloy. Pero never kong na-imagine na darating ako sa point na to na may mga exhibits kung saan man. Tapos, parang people would commission me to like paint whatever.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun? Yun yung sinasabi ko like sa mga ibang interviews nung Art in the Park na whether or not bayaran ako para gawin to, gagawin ko pa rin siya. But like it's just fortunate na people are willing to pay to support what I do. And because of that, I get to do more stuff. Alam mo yun? Parang nafa-fund yung practice ko.
Yeah.
It's like it became sustainable.
Yeah.
Yeah, masaya siya.
Tsaka yun nga, hindi ka naman art school, 'di ba?
No.
I read or watched na sabi mo parang I don't think magaling ka mag-drawing per se, right?
Yes.
I mean I guess from a fine art perspective. So nagdo-drawing ka ba ng mga Marvel, mga superheroes dati? Dumaan ka ba sa stage na yon or hindi talaga din?
Nung bata ako, oo.
Okay.
Pero di talaga ako gumaling dun eh.
Okay.
So,
pero pare, when it comes to that, talagang may talent no? Talagang factor yung talent when it comes to drawing. Meron at meron. Like for example, yung mga nagdo-drawing ng comics, pare. Medyo wild sila eh. Like, yun ba? Where do you stand on this? Were they born with it? Or was
okay.
it... Okay.
ano yan, tawag dito, skill yan.
Skill. Okay.
So, this is what I tell everyone rin na skill is something that anyone can learn given enough time. Diba? So like, assuming you have all the time in the world, kapag may gusto kang matutunan na isang bagay, aaralin at aaralin mo yan para matutunan. So, like, you will develop the skill as you put in the time and the work. Pero, like, for you to become an artist, it takes vision.
Mm.
Like, you have to be able to see things that other people won't necessarily see right away. Kasi, I mean, sobrang daming magagaling na artist buong always going to someone way better than you. Personally, in terms of like the technical aspects of art, hindi talaga ako magaling. I mean, like, I can't draw photo realistically. Like, heck, I even have great difficulty drawing from reference. Like,
Talaga?
I find it very difficult to replicate
Mm.
uh something, di ba? Mahina ako sa still life. Yung tipong lapagan mo ng object sa harap ko. Tapos parang pa-sketch mo yan sa akin. Di ko kaya gayahin yun. Like, ang gagawin ko, I'll do it in my own way.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, drawing is a skill, painting is a skill. Like, if you really want to learn it, like, you just gotta put in the work. Like, diba? Parang ipaglaban mo siya.
Yeah.
Matututunan mo yan basta bibigyan mo ng oras.
Yeah.
I guess, hindi ko lang talaga gusto mag-drawing realistically dati. So, hindi ko siya tinuloy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I did try to teach myself how to draw. So that's how I came up with the name Distort. When I realized na, so like, after a few years of doing street art and graffiti, sabi ko sa sarili ko, um, ito talaga yung gusto kong gawin. Like, maybe there's a way for me to be able to just do this, diba? Like, kailangan maging sustainable para
Mm.
hindi ko kailangan magtrabaho sa office
Yeah.
and I can just do whatever the fuck I wanted. I just wanted to make art. So, I told myself, okay, I'm gonna learn how to draw properly. I'm gonna learn a lot more about art. And I really tried my best.
Okay.
Pero hindi eh. Like, I guess kulang yung oras. Kulang yung oras na pinasok ko eh. Like,
I like your honesty,
somewhere,
ah. Eh, hindi. Hindi. Okay.
ganun talaga eh.
Yeah.
Na parang somewhere in the middle,
Yeah.
maybe I sort of gave up trying to draw photorealistically. Trying to learn how to draw properly. Sabi ko, hindi ako nag-i-enjoy.
Yeah.
So, diba? Parang kung pangit ang drawing ko, sasadyain ko na lang gawin pangit talaga.
Yeah.
And then, when I first started doing street art and graffiti in 2009, um, iba-iba yung mga naging tag name ko eh. So, tag name is yung pseudonym mo, street art and graffiti. Kasi yun nga, di ba? It's illegal in nature.
Yeah.
So, alam naman sulat mo yung real name mo, edi
Yeah.
nahuli ka kagad. Diba? So, kailangan mo ng alter ego.
Yeah.
So, yun yung tag name. Iba-iba yung tag name ko dati. Pero, like, when I was considering doing art talaga, sabi ko sa sarili ko, I want to be able to carry over kung ano yung ginagawa ko dito sa graffiti and street art to like the formal art scene. Pero I won't be able to do that with the tag names na ginagamit ko dati. Parang wala siyang narrative,
Yeah.
random words lang siya na pag tinanong, bakit ganyan? Wala. Wala lang. Wala akong masasagot.
Yeah.
So, ayun, di ba? So, parang sabi, nangyari, yung thoughts na yun, nangyari at the same time while I was trying to teach myself how to draw properly. Tapos, sobrang frustrated lang ako. Parang, bahala na, okay. Pangit kung pangit. Like,
Yeah.
panindigan ko na lang. And that's how I came up with the name Distort.
Mm.
Na, like, because I was Distort, I could just do whatever it is that I wanted.
Yeah.
Na, tipong, paano ka sasabihan ng mga tao na ang pangit ng gawa mo kung
Yun
sinadya
talaga.
mo talaga siya
Sinadya.
maging
Yeah.
pangit, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang, or like, how would people know what your work is supposed to look like if it's your own creation?
Sure.
Diba? So parang, if you ask me to draw Superman or kung sino mang superhero, you have a reference of what Superman is supposed to look like. Therefore, you can judge my work to be good or not based on how accurate my representation of Superman is,
Yeah.
diba?
Yeah.
But if I'm drawing an original character that no one knows what it's supposed to look like,
Yeah.
wala.
Yeah.
Parang, you'll just take it for what it is. So ayun, naging distort ako for quite some time.
Yeah.
Yung monsters aspect later on na yun eh.
Mm. Mm. So, kumbaga talagang sa mga kaibigan mo, they called you na as Distort. Ganun na.
Um, no, like only those that knew me
Mm.
from the street art and graffiti scenes. Like high school friends or like basta mga friends ko, they all knew that I love drawing.
Yeah.
They knew na parang in a way I was sort of an aspiring artist.
Yeah.
Pero hindi naman nila kilala kung ano yung tag name ko. Hindi
Sure.
sila familiar sa characters.
Yeah.
Lalo na dati, we were pretty secretive about it.
Yeah.
Like, we would tell people na, ako si ganito, ako si ganyan.
Yeah.
Hindi siya, yun yung appeal ng graffiti and street art rin sa akin dati na
Yeah.
you could be in the same room with like let's say, sabihin natin, para mas kilala ng mga viewers, si Banksy. Diba?
Okay.
Parang di
Yeah.
mo alam, katabi mo pala
Si
si
Banksy.
Banksy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
pero tahimik lang.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So parang ganun yung thrill eh. So na-experience namin yung dati na mag-paint kami sa gantong spot. Diba?
Yeah.
Trespass kami sa ganto, sa ganyan.
Yeah.
Akit kami ng bakod, paint kami sa gantong wall or we'll paint lang a random wall along a highway.
Mm. Mm.
Tapos after namin mag-paint, sakay kami jeep pa uwi or sa kung saan man yung tambayan.
Sobrang
So
no,
maririnig na,
pare. Tangina, sobrang iba nung mundo nyo, no? Kasi, again, dahil nga LSGH din ako, sa totoo lang, sa batch ko lang naman ako kilalang ganun din yung ginagawa eh. Parang, it it's so alien. Right? So, actually, yung tatanong ko, did anybody in high school really know what you were fully up to or wala talaga? You really
no.
kept that, para meron kang secret identity, pare. Ganun talaga.
People like, yung mga kabarkada ko, alam nila na I was
Teka,
into skate.
sorry, I'm losing you.
Knew
Wait
that
lang.
I liked God. But when it came to graffiti okay, sorry about that.
Sorry. Ayan. Baka better na. Ayan. Go.
Ay,
Sorry.
is it okay lang, sir? Is it better?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So like again, like mga kabarkada ko or like people from school, they knew na I was into skateboarding. I was into like heavy music. I was into punk rock. Like alam nila mahilig ako mag-drawing. Pero like when it came to street art and graffiti, like the only person in school who knew about that was my best friend, which is why
Yeah.
he is my best friend, diba? Like
Yeah.
we got into all of these things at the same time. So kami talaga yung nagkakaintindihan.
Yeah.
So kami lang yung nag-uusap. Pag nag-uusap kami lang talaga nakakaintindi ng mga kung ano man.
Yeah.
Like our friends didn't know the terms or the names that we were throwing around.
Yeah.
So ayun nga, 'di ba? May secret life in a way.
Yeah.
May alter ego ka, may tag name. Kaya nga 'di ba yung sinasabi ko, pag sasakay kami ng jeep minsan, maririnig namin yung mga tao nagkukwentuhan. Parang, nakita niyo yung ano, yung wall na ganito sa ganyan, ganyan.
Yeah.
Parang may gumawa, may may nag-painting, may nag-vandal, may kung ano man.
May nag-vandal.
Uh,
yun yung
pi-
term eh, no? May nag-vandal.
vandal. Tapos
Uh,
pinag-uusapan nila kami. Parang ang
yeah.
sarap sa feeling na
Maganda na yung
di,
gawa
di,
nyo nun. Nung
hindi,
time na yun.
basura gawa,
Basta,
basura.
so kumbaga, talagang
Basura.
mukha siyang vandal. Parang ganun. Hindi pa siya art nung
Yeah.
time. Salot talaga kayo nung time na yun. Parang
Madudungis kami. Outside of school, madungis
yeah,
kami.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting kasi nga, that holy trinity of yours, high school essentially eh, di ba? Tapos tang ina nag-Ateneo ka. So actually hindi ko naintindihan yung part na yun eh. Kasi pwede ka mag-UP, right? Pwede ka mag-Fiati, di ba parang ganun, if art talaga yung
Mm.
thing mo. Pero bakit Ateneo?
Okay. So, unang-una sa lahat, hindi ako pinayagan ng parents ko. Typical, di ba?
Yeah, yeah,
Typical.
yeah.
Pero nakakatawa kasi like, so because of Art in the Park, I've been doing a number of interviews.
Yeah.
Na, parents ko ngayon, sobrang supportive. As in, todo support talaga sila.
Yeah, yeah.
Pero, ayun, na-share ko rin kasi sa mga ibang interview kung paano ako hindi pinayagan, yung upbringing
Yeah.
ko. Siguro reklamo sila, parang, talaga, hindi ka namin pinayagan? Eh, parang sabi namin sa'yo dati na parang whatever you choose, parang ganyan-ganyan.
Naalala ko
Tapos,
nanay ko pare. Ganyan na ganyan eh. Ganyan na ganyan yung to.
parang talaga, di naman yun yung sinabi nyo dati. Tapos sabi pa baka daw nananaginip lang ako na gano'n yung sinabi nila. Tapos bring up ko rin,
Laughter.
as in ito, hindi ko talaga pakakalimutan yung sinabi ng dad ko sa akin.
Mm.
As in, I remember the exact spot kung saan niya sinabi. Pauwi kami, I forgot from where,
Yeah.
pero pauwi kami, um, medyo na-traffic kami ng konti along Anonas. Yung
Okay.
car bandang tapat ng Anonas complex eh. We were waiting for the stoplight to go.
Mm.
And we were arguing about kung ano yung gusto kong gawin sa buhay ko kasi magka-college na. Tapos talagang tinatry ko ilaban yung art. Sabi sa akin ng tatay ko, walang pera dyan. There is only a 1 in a million chance that you are going to make it as an artist. As in, parang 1 in a million chance na you're going to make it as an artist. So, wag mo na ituloy yan.
Yeah.
Parang quit while it's early. I'm never going to forget that. I mean, I'm okay naman yung relationship ko with my parents now. But I guess him saying that like add more fuel
Yeah.
to whatever it is na ginagawa ko, diba? Parang,
Did it
okay,
did it
really.
crush you or did it get you make you angry? How did you
It
feel at
made
that
me,
time?
it made me angry.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang, I sort of felt like I didn't have any control over the direction that my life was going to take. I mean, I love my parents dearly and I really respect them. Pero alam mo yun, like I really hate how traditional yung upbringing sa amin eh. Like I said earlier, like I really wanted the luxury of being able to make my own mistakes and figuring things out for myself, diba? DIY,
Yeah.
do it yourself.
Yeah.
I hold the DIY ethos very dearly. Like I grew up on that. So talagang it's something na gusto ko siyang panindigan. So, dahil sinabihan ko na you're not gonna make it as an artist, sabi ko talaga sa sarili ko, I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go and do it. And, ayun, hindi ako pinayagan na kumuha ng art
Art.
major. So, I'm like, okay, parang sige, sige. My dad wanted, sorry, he wanted me to be an engineer because I come from a family of mathematicians and scientists.
Mm.
So talagang left-brained. Oh wait, is it left brain or right brain? Basta like
Yeah.
the side of the brain na very numbers
So
oriented.
tuwa sila sa'yo, pare. Sorry. Parang, yung existence mo, tangina, kaninong anak to? Parang ganun pa yun.
Diba, parang yung ginagawa talaga sobrang
Sorry.
ibang-iba.
Yeah,
As in,
yeah, yeah.
I took pride in that though, honestly. Na I'm not like other people in the family, like I'm doing my own thing.
Sure.
I'm setting myself apart from everybody.
Yeah,
So like I was really proud of that. I was proud of the
yeah,
lifestyle I led before. So, ayun, 'di ba? Parang okay, like if I can't get into art school, pero ayoko ng engineering, like what do I do?
yeah.
First choice was business.
Okay.
Because kahit nung bata pa ako,
Humahustle ka na.
inclined, like, yeah, nag-hustle na ako. Like,
Yeah.
di ba? Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Di ba? I was
Yeah,
going to bring up, like what I mentioned earlier,
yeah,
na to be able to buy things that I
yeah,
wanted, nag-hustle ako ng, ng mga whatever. Like, I really made it a point na if I wanted something, I would really work hard for it.
yeah,
Like, whatever means possible na kaya ko gagawin at gagawin ko siya. So, ayun, like, I decided to take up business because I like doing business. Alam mo yun, it was very interesting for me to talk to people and try to sell them things. It was interesting to try and come up with different ways for me to be able to support all my hobbies and interests. So, ayun, I decided to take up business management. So, kanya tinatanong mo, ba't di ako nag-UP?
uh.
Di ako pumasa. Pero yung expectation sa akin,
Yeah,
papasa talaga ako
yeah,
dapat dun. Kasi,
yeah.
okay yung grades ko nung high
High
school ako,
school.
sa totoo lang. And may
Honors
isang
ka ba?
year,
O-
may 1 year na nag-honors ako.
Tangina. Okay.
Se-
Legit.
honors, honors section ako nung second year ako eh.
Okay, okay.
Pero, like, okay naman yung experience ko sa honors class. Pero, hinahanap ko yung mga kalokohan kasi ng mga
Regular,
regular
regular class.
regular classes kasi lahat ng barkada ko nasa regular class eh.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
doon naman ako nang galing. So na-compare ko siya na
yeah,
okay pa.
yeah, yeah.
As much as like I love the friends I made in the honors class, iba pa rin
Iba yun.
kapag nasa regular eh.
Nung isa,
Iba yung
may kwento lang ako dyan, nakakatawa kasi talaga eh.
sige,
So,
game.
tinext ko si Quicks, yun nga, hindi ko nga alam, batchmate ko talaga siya, pare. Tapos, yun nga, LSGH, grade school daw siya, LSGH. Sabi ko sa kanya, tangina siguro matalino ka. Sabi niya, sakto lang, bro. Sabi ko, honors ka ba, ganyan, or what? Turns out, parang nasa honors nga yata talaga siya. So, sabi ko sa
Honors
kanya,
section talaga.
so sabi ko, sabi niya, hindi daw siya na-accelerate, pero honors daw siya. Sabi ko, kaya hindi kita kilala. Ganun na kasimple yun, pare. Ibang mundo talaga yan. Tapos,
Papundo siya.
lumipat ng Ateneo ng high school. Eh di tangina, matalino ka nga. I mean, sorry, sa lista. Umaamin naman ako, tangina, mas matalino naman talaga yung mga Atenista. So, alam mo yun, the fact na tinanggap ka sa Ateneo nung high school means that, tapos lahat naman na naglipatan ng LSGH to Ateneo, lahat naman sila matalino. Wala naman boplox doon, di ba? Parang, tapos tawa ko ng tawa. Sabi ko na matalino ka eh. Sabi ko talaga yun, pare. Walang ibang reason kung ba't di tayo magkakilala. Isa lang yun, matalino ka.
Ibang mundo siya. Like, for sure, ibang mundo talagang,
Yeah.
honor section.
Yeah.
Kaya nga nakakatawa kasi sa barkada,
Yeah.
since, di ba, parang, ako yung parang kinoconsider ng matalino doon. Like, ako yung nakapag-honor section. Lalo na para sa best friend ko. Ako nagsusupply ng mga mga sagot minsan. Parang, parang, uy, may kick out ka na. Kopyahin mo na nga to.
Yeah,
Parang
yeah.
mga...
But where it was easy for you, relatively easy for you, academics? Or was it because you
Ah,
studied a lot also?
hindi, like, mahilig ako mag-procrastinate. It's more of like, I'm just very interested
Hmm.
in like a lot of things. So I like learning new stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
lalo na if something that interests me, parang sige, talaga mag-deep dive ako dyan.
Yeah.
So, kahit na, alam mo yun, whether it's graded or not, as long as I like
Yeah.
what it's about, I'll put in the time. Alam mo yun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pero kung hindi naman, parang okay,
Yeah.
I'll scan some stuff here
True.
and there. But like, mostly, I just attribute everything to critical thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alam mo yun, like, if you're a critical thinker, like, there are certain ways of getting around certain things. Diskarte.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, tayong mga nasa LSGH, malaking bagay ang street
This
smart sa
yeah.
atin.
Yeah.
Iba,
Yeah.
iba street smart ng taga-school natin.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, ayun siya. Yeah, I forgot what we were talking about
No,
originally.
it's okay lang. Kasalanan ko rin yan eh. Actually, curious ako. Buti hindi ka naglayas, pare. 'Di ba? Parang,
uh,
syempre, in a sense, although teenager pa rin tayo nung after high school,
mm,
pero feeling na natin noon, we know shit already. 'Di ba? May ganun na tayong attitude eh, na parang, tangina, this is my life and all that. What kept you home, right?
um,
What made you actually try to get into Ateneo or to UP and, to take that business course? What was it in you?
okay.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about kanina, bakit ako nag-Ateneo. Okay.
Yeah.
Sige, like, let me
Sure.
uh
Go back.
lead up
Yeah.
to that. So, I really love my family. Maayos naman yung family ko.
Mm,
We just don't see eye to eye when it comes to the things that
yeah.
I really like.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I come from a very decent family. Like, I love my parents. Hindi lang talaga nagtutugma dati yung mga pananaw namin sa buhay. Um, Alam mo yun, like, I guess, kahit na ang hirap for me dati na how I looked on the outside did not match who I was on the inside. Alam mo yun, parang okay lang, parang it was still bearable naman. Like, but naalala ko na during those years, iniisip ko talaga was parang tang-ina, mag-aaral ako ng mabuti, gagalingan ko para as soon as makatapos ako, I am my own person, gagawin ko na talaga lahat ng gusto kong gawin, di ba?
Yeah.
Like, um, kahit pa paano, I put a lot of value into education. Hindi, like, paano ba yan? Nag-aaral naman ako dati, pero hindi yung todo hardcore na aral. Alam mo yun, mas marami pa rin akong time na nilalagay sa mga bagay na that I like doing. I procrastinate a lot. So, ayun, like, for me, it was like, okay, just like, let's just get it over with. Let's get my diploma, then
Yeah.
go do everything that I want to do. Diba? So, ayun, yeah, I stayed. Like, yung intention ko talaga was like, okay, education is important. Let's get this over with. Like, yeah, and once I have my diploma,
Yeah.
like, ako na bahala sa lahat. So, I wanted to speed up the process. I really wanted to speed up the process kasi if I could do that and I could get my own place, I am the master of my own house.
Yeah.
Like, whatever I say goes, right? So, ayun, that's the reason why I stayed. Like,
Mm,
I wanted to make sure that I got a proper education.
yeah.
And yeah, I chose business because, like, for some of the reasons I mentioned earlier. Well, at the same time, I realized that, like, if I'm so dead set on art being the center of my life, with art being my purpose of being, no matter what happens, I'm going to find the time to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Like, pag nagpo-procrastinate ako from schoolwork, art lang naman yung ginagawa ko din, di ba?
Doodle
So,
ka.
yeah, exactly, right? So,
Mm.
if gagawa ko siya ng oras, edi matututo talaga ako. But when it comes to the boring stuff, like technical stuff like accounting, statistics, operations, finance, and all those other things, parang naisip ko, kakayanin ko ba na aralin yung mga bagay na to on my own? Diba? Like, if bored lang ako, parang gagawin ko ba yan?
Yeah.
Sabi ko sa sarili ko, hindi. Magdodrawing lang ako. So, I forced myself to learn all these different skills with, like with the intention that I am going to use all those things in the future when I have my own proper art career.
Yeah.
So, and medyo swinerte lang na yung gamble na yun paid off
Yeah.
because accounting is such a big help sa pag-manage ng day-to-day ko.
Who would have
Learning
thought, no?
about
Tangina, nung college tayo, pare, fuck, accounting na naman. Tangina, parang ganun. Diba?
accounting, sobrang what the fuck ng
Yeah.
accounting. Muntik na ako dyan sa accounting na yan.
Yeah. Yeah. it's it's
So,
it's
muntik.
it's interesting because you said earlier in our conversation, you mentioned na yun na nga, yung art essentially is a skill, right? You can put in the
Yes.
time, put in the practice, but what sets you apart as an artist is the vision. And it seems to me na college ka pa lang, parang may semblance ka na of that vision. Was that the case? Or was it like a full-on vision already in terms of your art career or your art path?
No, like, okay. That's the thing about vision. Like, I don't necessarily have a set or concrete place that I want to be in. Like,
Mm,
my goals are not something that can be measured with metrics. Diba? Like, it's not a matter of like for example, like, for those working in an office na okay, like after 5 years dapat ganito na yung position ko, ganito na yung kikitain ko, dapat may sarili na akong bahay, may
yeah.
family, ganito ganyan. Like I never measured my life in terms of those things. Like all I knew was I wanted to make art, I wanted to become an artist, and alam mo yun, like I just want to be able to do what it is that I love doing. So, diba, parang, how do I get there? And like once I get there, how do I sustain it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, yun na yung gusto ko gawin sa buhay talaga. I just want to make art.
Yeah.
And yun na yung parang pinaka-guiding principle ko.
Yeah.
So whatever else I do with my life, as long as I can ground it to yung pinaka main goal ko, okay ako
You're
doon.
good. Yeah. Yeah.
So, alam mo yun, ano siya eh, how do I say this? Point A to point B is never a straight line. And I don't want to fixate on getting to my point B. Like what's important for me is the process of getting there. Parang boring naman kung dire-diretso ka
Yeah.
lang
Yeah.
point A to point B, di ba? You're gonna make a lot of twists and turns. You're gonna take a lot of detours. There will be days na parang you do like one step forward and another day now you get two steps back. You're gonna stumble, you're gonna fall, you're gonna lose your way. But alam mo yun, eventually you remember, okay, this is where I was headed and this is where I still want to go. So, like you just keep heading in that same direction.
Yeah.
And, di ba, parang because pinagdaanan mo lahat ng mga pinagdaanan mo, you're better off for it. Adversity is really character building. Remember yung diamond reference
Yes.
earlier?
Yes.
I really stand by that. Uh, we're all diamonds in the rough. We're multifaceted beings, and it's a process to get there. So, ayun siya, like, just gotta keep moving forward towards yung vision mo.
Yeah.
Like no matter what it takes, keep going. So ayun, like, yun yung guiding principle ko sa buhay.
Yeah. Did you have a lot of those mga I guess challenges? Alam mo 'yon, parang bagsak or one step or two steps back. Like
Most definitely. Most
oh,
definitely. That happens to everyone, you know?
yeah, yeah. Yung sa'yo, anong context nung sa'yo? Ano yung recurring theme? I guess siguro maybe it's a good time to ask, 'di ba? Since you know, you do a lot of these monsters, right?
Yes.
Yung sa'yo, pare, ano yung inner monster mo that's leading to a recurring theme in your life in terms of yung mga missteps mo?
The biggest monster is myself,
Yeah.
you know? And that's true for almost everybody, I guess. Ang
Yeah.
pinakamalaki talaga nating kalaban, sarili natin.
Mm.
Um, yeah, it's really yourself, you know? Like, we are the ones who, like, tayo ang magsasabi sa sarili natin when it's time to stop
Yeah.
or when when to give up, right? So, kailangan labanan lang natin yung sarili natin every day.
Do you have
We
your
are
doubts? Do you have your doubts about that?
doubts are normal, you know, like I doubt a lot of things about myself all the time. But again, I just keep going back to what it is that I want to do with my life. Na parang there's something
Mm.
greater than myself. This is where I want to be. I just want to keep making art. And so I wake up every day saying, you know, like, whatever happens, I'm just gonna keep fighting.
Yeah.
Like no backup plans. Talagang all out, do it yourself, go get it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Was there ever a time wherein you got pulled away from art or there was that threat or fear that you might not be able to do what you love?
Yeah, yeah. So after graduating college,
Mm.
di ba sabi ko like talagang nagsipag talaga ako para makakuha ng diploma. And
Yeah, to
after that,
finish
like,
it as soon as possible. Yeah.
yeah, like I am my own master, di ba? Apparently, like that's not how it would pan out.
Yeah.
Because like dati nung bata ako, like my dad would just always say, yeah, get a diploma first, then we'll talk about free will or, you know, like finish your study first, then after that, parang bahala ka na sa kung anong gusto mong gawin sa buhay mo. Okay, like pinanghawakan ko yun. I really held on to that. Okay, sige. Challenge accepted. Let's go. I finished my diploma. So, may minor pa nga ako eh.
No, talaga. Talaga. Ano minor
Ano
mo?
ako eh, business management with a minor in entrepreneurship
Oh,
or
nice.
entrepreneurs. Ano yun. So like
Yeah, nice.
I got into a special program sa school eh.
Okay.
Like nag-apply ako for like a business incubator.
Okay. Cool.
So anyway, ayun saya ko pag-graduate ako, may diploma na ako. Like, it's time like
Yeah.
let's go and do all the things that I've wanted to do without any restraints.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it wasn't exactly like that pala. Because like my parents still had hesitations about like what I wanted to do. Um yeah, like they were pressuring me a lot to get what they felt was a proper job.
Okay.
My dad's a very corporate guy. So Like he has quite a number of connections and like alam mo yun, he was talking to some of his friends about me working for like all these other corporations. I didn't want that. So, alam mo yun, parang sabi ko, like in my head, iniisip ko was, if one of those guys calls me up, parang nakakahiya naman na hindi ko puntahan yung interview.
Yeah.
Tapos if I go to the interview, tapos nagkalat ako, that's going to reflect badly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the same time, medyo may pagka-competitive rin ako eh. Like if I'm going to present myself to other people, I want to be the best version of myself, right? So I have to do things properly.
Yeah.
What my worry was, pag ginalingan ako, tatanggapin ako. Assuming, no? Sobrang assuming.
Anong job
Pero
to,
like,
pare? Like, what was it?
no, ayun nga eh. So, it was going to be for, for San Miguel or like
Okay.
one of the, alam mo yun, like mga subsidiaries ng San
Okay.
Miguel. Eh, sobrang corporate nun.
Yeah.
Ayoko ng ganun. So, sobrang assuming na tatanggapin ako, pero like that's how much of an overthinker I am. But
Okay.
like I think a lot about mga ganitong bagay. I'm
Okay.
always 5 to 10 steps ahead of myself.
Okay.
Lagi kong iniisip yung mga implications and consequences or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm a really bad overthinker.
Yeah.
Um, so ayun, sabi ko sa sarili ko, I don't want to be put in that scenario. So, before anyone calls me, I'm going to look for a
A job.
job myself,
Unahan mo na.
right? Uunahan ko na. Like, I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it.
Yeah.
So, alam mo yun, like, my goal was to get into a job that I was somewhat interested in or kahit papaano related sa art. Na kaya yung mga unang application ko eh. Like, I tried becoming a graphic designer.
Okay.
Sabi ko, art rin to. Apparently, graphic design was not what I had
Your
in
art.
that. Hindi ako marunong mag-digital.
Yeah.
Like, may isang interview, nakakatawa. As in, medyo nag-cringe ako pag naalala ko yung interview na to.
Oh.
Pero, like, nakatawa talaga ako. Okay, parang, they called me in for the interview, dali ko daw portfolio ko. Okay, sige, meron ako yan. I showed up with a bunch of sketches, drawings, and a few paintings. Actual artwork.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they're like, okay. Yung mga drawing ng mga monster. Tapos, parang, okay, sige. We'll have you do a practical exam. Pinagawa akong poster.
Okay. Digital.
Di ako marunong mag-Photoshop, di ba?
Ginawa mo
2 hours yung
PowerPoint.
2 hours yung time frame nun. More than 1 hour, nakaupo lang sa harap ng laptop. Linagay lang nila ako sa loob ng isang kwarto. Okay, parang sige, like this is where we work
Yeah.
on yung practical exam. Alam, binigyan nila ako ng peg.
Yeah.
May basta may instructions.
Yeah.
Titigan ko lang na sobrang tagal, di ko alam gagawin ko. Tapos, doon lang ako nag-start mag-try figure out yung application. So, di ko alam gagawin ko.
Ang kulit nun.
Umalis na lang ako after a while. After more than an hour na wala talaga, umalis na lang ako. so parang nakakahiya yun eh.
Nalala ka pa kaya nila ngayon? Siguro.
I don't know.
Was it
I don't know.
an agency or
No, it was like
client
hindi
side
siya agency eh.
corp talaga?
Startup company siya eh.
Okay.
Startup company. Ayoko na lang banggitin yung pangalan, ayoko maalala. Sobrang embarrassing yun eh. Kasi looking back, parang ano
Yeah.
yung ginagawa ko sa buhay?
Yeah.
Bakit ako
Well, here you
nandito?
are, NFT. Oh, ang layo na narating mo, pare.
But, okay, I will say this though.
Yeah.
NFTs are related to the very first job that I took.
Oh.
So, um, being that I didn't want to go corporate, naghahanap talaga ako sa startup eh. So, yung mga startup medyo mas flexible, 'di ba? Medyo mas ano eh, medyo disruptive ang startups.
Yeah.
And 'di ba, being from mga subculture, from yung upbringing ko, sobrang counterculture eh.
Yeah.
So, something disruptive was
Yeah.
very good for me. So sabi ko, okay, sige, hanap tayo startup company na medyo flexible yung hours so I could still do the stuff that I wanted or I wanted something
Yeah.
interesting. Um, I ended up with Coins PH.
Ah, okay.
It's like one of the
Yeah.
first Bitcoin companies, diba?
Yeah.
Bitcoin was new to me nung year na yun. So like, oh, ano to? Parang ini-explain sa akin.
Tangina, bata mo rin talaga, no? Puta, alam mo, parang iniisip ko, tangina, nung time ko, startups, ganun. Parang, bakit? Ba't ako nung batch ko, parang di naman startup yung pinasama. Tapos Coins PH. Sorry, naramdaman ko. Time out. Sorry, naramdaman ko lang yung edad ko, pare. Sorry, sige. Go on. Sorry to interrupt you.
It's okay. Pero, ayun, di ba? Okay, kinuha ko siya kasi flexible yung
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
Pwede mag-work from home. Nung time na yun, only leaves pa nga eh.
Solid.
Tapos, libre lagi lunch. Sarap ng lunch namin lagi doon. Grabe yung mga lunch namin doon dati.
Oh.
As in,
Ayun naman ang nagmamatter, syempre, pare. Syempre, bata, di
libreng
ba?
lunch.
Oo, pare. Tayo, ano ba? Syempre.
First job ko eh.
Oh,
Di ba?
oh, oh.
Tapos, so yun, kinuha na. As in, schoolmate ko yung nagpasok sa akin dun eh. It's very timely, very timely. It was like very interesting. And the fact that the founders were from Silicon Valley, sabi ko, okay, this is like a great learning experience, diba? Something new. Ayun, like, I went for it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was getting into. Like, at the beginning, sobrang okay siya eh. Sobrang okay. Tapos, tatawa ako kasi naalala ko yung parents ko. Parang, okay, saya nila na nagtatrabaho sa
May work na.
office.
Yeah.
Di ba? Parang hindi nila naiintindihan kung ano yung ginagawa ko at that time. Kasi, syempre, like, Bitcoin was new.
Yeah.
Pero the fact that I was working for a fintech company as, yung position ko pa nung time na yun, ang bango pakinggan eh.
Ano?
Operations manager.
No.
Di ba? First job ko, operations manager. Yun yung title ko eh.
Yeah.
So parang, ang ganda pa yung
Happy
pakinggan
sila, happy.
pagdating sa pair, happy sila. Pero eventually, na-stress rin sila. I was putting in 16 hours every day.
The startup culture.
Yeah, startup culture and, finance sector eh. So,
Yeah.
alam mo yun, it's very sensitive. Mahirap siyang bitawan. You have to, like, kailangan mo siyang tutukan. Lalo na dati, like, how many were we on start? Like 10 to 15 people. It was like a really small team. Now Coins is such a large company. And Bitcoin costs so much, diba? So it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was like my first ever exposure to cryptocurrency. So, yeah, stressful siya. Parang marami akong natutunan. Pero sobrang stressful siya. I mean, nawalan nga akong buhok eh.
So, ayan, hindi yan by choice, pare. Yung bald head mo. Maaga bang nalagas yan, pare?
Actually, college pa lang, nag-start ng mabawasan buhok ko. Pero not so much.
Okay.
Nung na-stress ako sa work, Parang doon ko na
Naubos.
realize parang
Mukha ka ng
grabe.
praile, pare. Mukha ka na bang praile ng time na yun?
Hindi, hindi pa naman. Pero sabi ko sa sarili ko, ayokong ma-witness yung sarili ko nagiging ganon. I didn't want to go through that.
Sure.
So like, very, very early pa lang, nag-start pa lang na numipis yung hair ko. Sabi ko, nope, no chance. Like, I don't want to see myself go that way.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
as early as now, I'm just gonna shave everything off. So,
Yeah,
I was actually, I feel like that was a good choice back then, diba? And I like how I look now.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
parang, it's one less problem to deal with. I don't think about my hair. So, ayun, but
Yeah,
yeah, it was like really, really stressful. Sobrang
yeah.
stressful na parang parents ko na nagsasabi sa akin na umalis na lang ako sa kumpanya.
Hmm.
Sabi ko sa
Oh,
kanila parang,
bago yun.
akala ko ba gusto nyo na
Yeah,
magtrabaho sa
yeah. Into. Yun nga, you kept using the term deep dive. So, ito din, ganun. Parang, parati kang ganyan. Medyo may, ano ba, obsessive aspect ba yun? Like, whatever you get into, all in ka. May ganun ka
it's
bang,
kinda, I guess, like maybe,
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's not enough for me to scratch surface layer lang.
okay.
Like for example, sa skateboarding, just having a skateboard does not necessarily make you a skater, diba?
Yeah,
Like having and owning certain brands does not make you like a certain skater, right? Or um graffiti, like using a spray can does not make you a street artist or a graffiti writer. Diba? They're just tools, they're mediums, equipment sila. So or like for music,
hmm.
just because like you listen to the Ramones or Sex Pistols doesn't mean you can say you're punk rock or you
Yeah,
listen to punk rock. Like you have to understand the culture behind things for you to be able to ano yun, associate with those certain things. I don't want to be a poser. Parang
mm,
I have to know what it is that I'm doing. So if someone asks me, oh, parang ano to, ano yung ganyan, di ba? I can say something about it.
yeah,
Hindi ako magmumukhang tanga na kung ano lang. Like, I don't have to try hard to let people know what I'm about. Like, I don't have to pretend to be somebody or like pretend to know something. Di ba, parang because in-immerse ko sarili ko sa kung ano yung ginagawa ko. Like I know my way around. Like I
yeah,
know what to say.
yeah,
Like I can stand my ground. So I guess that's how I've sort of been talaga.
yeah,
Like if there's something that interests me, like I'll really get into it.
yeah, yeah.
Medyo ano ako may pagka-geek.
Mm-hmm. So, taga, legit skater ka talaga, pare. Marami kang alam na tricks.
Uh, Ngayon, sobrang basic na ng mga alam ko. I actually started skating again
Again.
recently.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm really learning a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Pero kahit naman dati nung talagang araw-araw nag-skate, alam mo yun, hindi naman ako sobrang gumaling.
Mm.
Pero alam mo yun, I know my way around the scene.
Yeah.
Parang kilala ko naman yung mga tao.
Yeah.
Um, Alam ko yung differences sa certain tricks.
Nakatanggap ka nila.
Ano,
Hindi ka parang tain to, epal na naman to. Hindi, walang ganun. Talagang you
oo,
were really part of it.
oh, yeah, parang kaya ko sabihin na lumaki ako sa eksena na yun.
Mm.
Na, alam mo yun,
Yeah.
certain people get into skateboarding or let's say street art graffiti just for the image. Na parang mukha
Cool.
silang astig,
Yeah. Yeah.
mukha silang cool, pero
Mm.
di nila alam mukha silang tanga. Kasi, like, I mean, sorry for the term, but like,
Yeah.
I'm going to stand by what I said. Because
Yeah.
um, there's this phrase that I really like. It's real, recognize real.
Yeah.
diba? Like, if you really do certain things and you see someone else like doing something, like alam mo kung yun talaga yung
Yeah.
ginagawa niya or
Yeah.
hindi. Like but like for example, pag like may makita ako sa Ateneo dati since syempre like exclusive private school siya and not a lot of people are aware of the different subcultures na
Yeah.
meron tayo dito. Pag may nakita ko naglalakad na may hawak na skateboard, parang at a glance,
Alam mo na.
parang alam mo, hindi naman sa pagiging judgmental eh.
Yun na yun eh. Loko mo ako eh.
Parang,
Yun na yun eh.
pero alam mo yun,
No,
parang,
gets ko naman.
ano siya eh, like,
Oo, gets ko
there's,
naman.
di ba, may mga nuances kasi, like, there's a way of carrying yourself. Kahit sobrang
Yeah.
subtle lang, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang, or if I see someone on a skateboard, like, let's say, kinausap ko, if like from the very first
Yeah.
conversation namin, diba, parang may pinpoint ko na
Yeah.
kagad if like naiintindihan ba talaga
Yeah.
niya kung ano yung ginagawa niya. So,
Yeah.
alam mo yun, I don't want to be in that position. Ayokong malagay sa position na someone
Yeah.
comes up to me and talks to me about what it is that I'm doing
Yeah.
and I have nothing to show for. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't ever want to be in that position.
May dalang skateboard pero ang puti ng sapatos, ang linis ng sapatos, pare. Parang ganun. Fresh na fresh.
Okay, may nakita ko dati may hawak na skateboard pero naka-leather shoes. Oh, ano yan?
Atinista talaga na John.
Pero like,
Sorry.
okay naman yung mga tenista, okay naman
Yeah,
yung mga tenista.
marami mo kaibigan atinista, pare. So, shout out to
Okay.
my atinista friends.
Diba? So, ayun,
So,
okay naman sa mga tao sa school.
yeah.
Although
Yeah.
parang may mga certain na bagay lang na alam mo yun,
Yeah.
medyo defensive ako pagdating sa culture. Kasi parang
No, I
I
get it.
mean,
I get it.
not to gatekeep.
Yeah.
Like if I see someone trying to get into something that I'm into,
Yeah.
I will really try my best na alam mo yun, parang like gusto ko maintindihan ng tao na yun kung ano yung culture na
Yeah.
pinapasok niya, 'di ba? Like I will share with you what I know, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Pero you have to put in the effort to know and understand the culture. I can show the way, like I can show you like alam mo yun, parang ipapakilala ko na sa'yo kung ano yung eksena.
Yeah.
But for you to be part of that culture, you have to put in the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Diba? Parang nasa sayo na yan, you choose your level of involvement.
Yeah.
Yun siya.
Yeah.
So like, if you try to get into it, like, alam mo yun, basta. I mean,
No, you gotta put in the work. Yun lang yun, di ba? Yun ang simple.
you gotta put in the work, diba?
Yeah.
Parang,
Yeah.
you can't, like, hindi ka pwedeng bumili ng skateboard, tapos parang, sabihin mo skater ka, pero hindi ka nagpa-participate sa local scene.
Yeah.
Or wala kang alam sa eksena.
Yeah.
Or bumili ka lang ng spray paint, nagpinta ka ng pader sa loob ng bahay mo, tapos tinawag mo sarili mo street artist. No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you have to put in the work. Like, if you want to, like, if you want to be able to claim that you're a street artist, pwede kitang tulungan. Like,
Yeah.
parang, I'll teach you about the culture. I'll share with you the stuff that I've experienced so far. Alam mo, parang hindi naman ako sobrang expert, pero lumaki kasi ako na ito yung mga ginagawa ko.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to be able to share that with other people.
Sure.
So, alam mo, parang if you really want it,
Yeah.
come get it. Diba?
Yeah. And when it comes to street art, kasi I can imagine, tayo na napakadaming reps niyan, di ba? Trial and error talaga yan, through and through.
Sobra.
Meron din bang ano yan, pare? Parang seniority yan. Di ba? Parang ito yung mga senior na street artists or graffiti artists, right? Tapos parang, in a sense, may mga levels din parang umaakit ka rin sa street cred mo. Alam mo yun? May ganun ba yan? May hierarchy ba yan?
Hindi,
Or,
in terms of formal hierarchy, wala. Walang
okay.
formal hierarchy, di ba? Pero, syempre, certain graph writers or street artists have more reputation than others. Sorry. Based on the amount of work that they put in.
Okay.
Diba? Para meron rin siyang grind.
Okay.
So, makikilala ka ng mga tao sa eksena if you put in the work, diba? Like, the more stuff that you put out in the streets, the more people see your name or your characters, the more familiar they become with you.
Yeah.
Graffiti and street art is a conversation among those within the culture. Kahit yung simpleng tag, yung mga tinatawag ng mga tao na vandalism, yung mga pirma-pirma.
Yeah.
Akala ng mga tao wala lang yan. Pero para sa mga nasa loob ng eksena, those who understand the culture,
Yeah.
it's an ongoing conversation.
Yeah.
So, alam mo yun, parang kahit hindi ganoon kaganda yung hand style,
Yeah.
pero sobrang challenging nung spot na ginawa niya. Yung tipong what the fuck, paano ginawa yun? Like that adds to your cred.
Meron akong
your reputation.
hindi ko makakalimutan. I guess. I don't know if it's even classified, right, as street art or graffiti.
Mm-mm.
Yung stencil nung Y.
Yeah. More on na siya. More on street art.
Street art
But,
siya.
yes, like,
Kasi
that guy put in the work.
Kasi nakakalat yun eh. Like, I mean, at least in our area. So, dati taga-Pasig ako eh. So, parati ko nakikita randomly may Y. Sabi ko, astig din. I mean, so I guess, yeah, he put in the work kasi kita eh. And
Kilala niya eh.
Yeah. So may brand aspect din talaga yun eh, no?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I have to say though, there's a big difference between street art and graffiti.
Okay.
So si Y guy, like, is leaning towards more of the street art
So
side.
hindi siya kilala din? Like,
no, people know him.
Okay.
I mean, like, as Y, di ba? Parang hindi naman siya nagpakilala talaga. Because I'm not sure if he participates talaga within like the local scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the actual community.
Sure.
Pero like, you know, like people are familiar with him. It's just that alam mo yun, it's a bit different from kung ano yung ginagawa talaga ng mga ibang tao.
Yeah.
Lalo na sa mga graffiti.
Yeah.
Lalo na sa graffiti.
So si Egg Fiasco, pare, saan siya sa ranking ng Philippine scene, pare?
Si Egg, he's a good friend of mine. Para siyang mentor figure sa akin nung nag full time na ako.
God
One
mode
of the
ba yun?
reasons.
God mode ba si...
Gina-joke namin yun si Egg lagi. Parang sinasabi namin na si Egg Fiasco, siya yung Michael Jordan ng street art. Ng Philippine...
Solid, no?
Michael Jordan ng Philippine street art and graffiti.
Solid, no?
So parang
solid.
Ayaw niya yun. Ayaw na tinatawag na.
I can imagine.
Pero, sobrang down to earth lang yun si Egg. Pero, alam mo yun, like, one can really argue na siya yung MG talaga ng eksena. Kasi, he put in the work.
Yeah.
And, alam mo yun, like, kahit na hindi na siya ganoon ka-active ngayon sa streets, kilala pa rin siya ng mga tao. And, walang nang didis sa kanya. No, like, no one tries to start any beef with him.
Yeah.
Like, everyone respects him for who he is and what he's done.
Yeah.
Kasi bago siya talaga sumikat sa formal art scene, grabe yung mga graffiti niyan dati.
Yeah.
As in, like, both graffiti and street art. Kasi street art more on characters yan. So nakilala yung mga characters ni Egg dati. Pero like yung graffiti aspect, that's bombing. So like throw ups, tagging, nagle-letters rin siya before. Um,
Lahat. I mean,
grabe.
talagang, okay.
Lahat,
The entire
lahat,
spectrum of it. Yeah.
lahat ng aspects ng culture,
Yeah.
like, he did all those things. So like, I have so much
Yeah.
respect for the guy. Yung
Yeah.
tipong, childhood hero ko yan si Egg.
Yeah.
Yung tipong, maglalakad ka lang somewhere, pag tingin mo sa taas, parang, oh, may throw up ni Egg sa taas ng building. As in, sa tuktok ng
Solid, no?
fire escape. Parang may isip mo, paano siya
Paano?
nakarating doon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Diba? So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's
Yeah.
what I meant about graffiti and street art as an
Yeah.
ongoing
Yeah.
conversation among those within the community, diba? Like,
Yeah.
kasi naiintindihan ng mga tao within that community what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, they understand the implications of each tag and throw up,
Yeah.
like, there's always a story behind each thing.
Yeah. Are you still active in that scene?
Uh, like, active in a sense na I still know what's going on.
Okay.
And, like, I'm really trying to do more public walls again. Like,
Mm.
natigil talaga siya because of the pandemic.
Okay.
Like, right before nag-lockdown, nagpipingin pa ako sa labas.
Okay.
Tapos, lockdown, honestly, sobrang na-paranoid ako dahil sa COVID. Like, overthinker nga kasi ako. So, grabe talaga.
Okay.
Uh, medyo na ano ako.
Hit you bad ba?
Like, yeah,
The
it,
paranoia.
really, it really hit me bad early on. Hindi ako nagbubukas ng front door ko.
Ganun na.
At,
Ganun
as
ka
in,
wet.
ganon. Hindi ako nagbubukas ng front door. And right before the very first lockdown, nag-stock up ako ng months and months worth of supplies just so that I didn't have to go out of my studio.
Layo sa Pulp Summer Slam days mo yun, pare ah. Parang...
Sobra. Sobra. Di ba parang dati okay lang sa akin na uuna na kami ng mga bote ng ihi. Tapos biglang, ngayon parang takot ako sa parang, yak, germs. So, yak, virus. pero ano,
yeah.
paranoid talaga
yeah.
ako. Parang, oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Pero, ayun, now that, things are slowly getting better, with all the vaccines and the boosters, I've been slowly transitioning. Actually, itong past few months, ang saya ko nga kasi parang nakakalabas-labas na ako ulit.
Nakawala ka na ulit.
Eh, yeah, and like, nakakapunta na ako sa mga events. Like, I'm not as worried anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still like a bit of
Cautious.
fear. Yeah, like,
you're
you gotta be cautious pa rin, like,
Yeah.
just to be safe.
Yeah.
Like, you have all these protocols and safety measures. Like, I always make it a point na may alcohol. Ang dami kong alcohol lagi pag lumalabas eh.
Germaphobe.
Tas,
Yung germaphobe ka na, pare.
in a way, oo.
Yeah.
Pero, mahirap kasi magkasakit eh. Like, yung thinking ko is,
Yeah.
if nagkasakit ako, that's going to take so much time away from being able to make art. And I don't want that.
True.
So, like, I just want to keep creating.
Yeah.
And to be able to do that, I have to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Plus, anyway, like, my parents are getting old. And, like, may mga comorbidity sila. So, like, to somewhat protect them, like, I have to protect myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, in siya. Pero, like, now, I'm like, fuck this shit. Let's do stuff. So, ngayon ako bumabawi.
Tsaka pare,
So, ayun.
tinamaan ka ng mga ihi dati, pare. So, I would like to think yung immune system mo, pare, medyo, it's up there, bro.
Pero, alam mo, sa graffiti pati street art, ang lala, ang lala.